Tips from the ER. Urine samples. People, listen to me. When we ask you for a urine sample, we are not trying to get you in trouble. Our priority is not to send you to jail. Our priority is to make sure you don't die. We need to know what is in your system in order to take care of you. In particular, if you have abdominal pain, the test will tell us whether or not it is a UTI, which it probably is. Stop lying to us about what drugs you've taken. We could tell. How? Because this is our job. We see this shit every day, 24/7. If it's meth, we have to hydrate you. If it's cocaine, we have to make sure your heart doesn't explode. If it's THC, we will leave you the fuck alone. Maybe get you a snack. If we suspect that you are drunk and you tell us you've had one drink, we assume 3. You say 2, we say 6. We multiply by 3 because you motherfuckers are liars. It makes our job so much harder and it puts you at risk. Why do you hate yourself? Learn to work with us so we can get you the fuck out of the ER, which, trust me, is what we all want. Tips from the ER. No eating. Are you upset with us because we said you can't eat anything? I'm so silly, I should have explained why. When you come into the ERs, we look for emergencies that need to be resolved. And sometimes they can only be resolved with surgery. And since we're not in some sadistic horror movie, we're gonna make sure you don't feel any cutting by knocking you unconscious with anesthesia. Anesthesia temporarily paralyzes your muscles so you have no reflexes. Crazy, right? Now imagine if you've just had some of your grandma's famous gumbo soup, but you need emergency surgery. That soup is gonna go to waste because it's gonna creep out of your stomach, up your throat, down your windpipe, and into your lungs. We all know that feeling when food goes down the wrong pipe, right? We have to cough like crazy to get it out of there. But except this time, you can't cough. Muscles are paralyzed. No reflexes, remember? What happens when you can't get food out of your lungs? You're gonna choke, and then you're gonna die. Now why would you want this to happen to you? We certainly don't. No eating in the ERs, motherfuckers. Tips from the ER. 1 million followers. We went from 600 to 1 million followers in less than 6 weeks. Who knew you motherfuckers didn't know jack shit about the ERs and loved getting cussed at? Well, I'm here to make all your dirty fantasies come true. Comment below and tell me what else about the ER tickles your sick curiosity, and I'll do my best to explain it with as many curse words as possible. Take care, motherfuckers. Tips from the ER. We don't know what's wrong. That's right, after all the poking, prodding, touching, and undressing, your scans, your blood work, and your labs came back, and we can finally tell you that we have not one motherfucking clue why you are in pain. You think you'd be happy to hear that nothing's wrong with you, but you motherfuckers hate that answer. You'd rather be told you were dying. At least that would justify why you stressed out, rushed to the ER, and spent 6 hours at the hospital. Instead, you got handed the biggest set of blue balls the ER has to offer. Sometimes all you needed was a day off, ibuprofen, rest, and a better diet. If something hurts to move, stop moving it. Hurts to move your arm? Stop fucking moving your arm. Learn some physical therapy. You'd be surprised how many people have no idea how to use their own bodies. Anyways, thanks for coming to see us. That'll be $2,000. Tips from the ER. Oxygen. When you come into the ERs, we like to measure how much oxygen is in your body. We measure this by percentage, and the hope is that you are 95% and above. Anything close to an A-, and you're gonna get some oxygen, motherfucker. We're kind of like Asian parents when it comes to this stuff. If it's not an A, you best believe we're gonna do something to make it an A. Thanks to COVID-19, a lot of you have been coming in way below 90, and we can't get enough oxygen in you to save your life. We gotta call the respiratory therapist to bring down their fancy equipment that shoots oxygen up your nose with the power of a leaf blower. This is called high flow O2. We gotta get lots in ya and fast, or your brain's gonna stop working. If you can imagine, this uses a lot of oxygen, and it's happening so frequently these days that I can't believe I'm about to say this, hospitals are running out of oxygen. That's right, motherfuckers. I didn't think it was possible either, but you refused to stay at home and isolate. You wanted your freedom. You said, give me liberty or give me death, and by all means, you're gonna get one. Tips from the ER. Vaping. Vaping is the healthiest way to deliver nicotine into your body. Sure. Did you know that way back in the day when cigarettes first came out, they were being advertised as healthy for you? Yeah, it was the easiest way to sell nicotine and make money. Doctors everywhere were going, got a headache? Smoke a cigarette. Stomach ache? You should smoke a cigarette. Cough, sore throat? You should definitely smoke some cigarettes. It wasn't until 50 years later that people finally started to believe cigarettes could kill. And that's because by then, enough dead bodies had piled up for researchers to cut open and say, hey, look at that. They all died from the same thing. 50 years. Vaping is only 20 years old. Still a baby. Not enough dead bodies to provide any significant data. But I bet you in 30 years there will be. Because that dead body is going to be yours. If you think inhaling anything but good quality air into your lungs is healthy for you, you are one dumb motherfucker. Tips from the ER. Clothes off. If you ever come into the ERs, be prepared to show a little skin. We ask you to take your fucking clothes off for many reasons. Better for the doctors to assess you, easier for the nurses to get an IV, and we get to see how hairy you are. Don't worry, it's quarantine season. We won't judge. On the other hand, if you've ever been in a big accident and woke up in the ER, you'll notice that we took the pleasure of taking them off for you with big heavy-duty scissors. What can we say? We like to get you motherfuckers naked and fast. Can't waste time pulling them off you. Our goal is to keep you alive, and we don't want to miss an injury or a bleed hidden somewhere underneath your Sunday's finest. It's painful to have to cut off horseback riding gear, motorcycle gear, or a fancy suit. But hey, if it'll keep you alive, snip snip. Tips from the ER. Code Blue. Ah, yes. If your daily caffeine intake hasn't woken you up yet, a Code Blue certainly will. If you ever hear this over the loudspeakers of a hospital, it means someone somewhere has either stopped breathing or their heart stopped working. Hopefully it isn't you. But if it is, don't you worry. A team of doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, and whoever else can get their pants on will rush to come find you and bring you back to life. And just like the TV shows, they will run, and fast. So if anyone's in the hallways, get out of the way. Hearing Code Blue in the hallways is like hearing sirens on the streets. Pull to the motherfucking right! I have no idea why they call it a Code Blue. If I had to guess, it might be because the person turns blue when they stop breathing or when they're dead. Wouldn't want that to be you. Code Blue! Tips from the ER. The Q word. Medical workers in the ER are very superstitious and are most triggered by the Q word. If you come into the ER and it's a little eerie because we have no patients and everyone is calmly sitting, don't you dare comment on it. Specifically, don't say the Q word! Ask anyone in the ER and they'll tell you it's a proven fact that saying the Q word is a green light for anarchy and disorder to descend upon the ER and wreak havoc. It's gonna get busy and it's gonna be your fault. Don't believe me? Get this. Someone said the Q word once and I saw 5 ambulances, 10 patients, and a tsunami show up to the emergency room. Facts. So next time you're in the ER, if you don't want us to hate you, don't say it's quiet. Motherfucker. Tips from the ER. Code Red. Ah, yes. We're all too familiar with the sweet deafening sound of a fire alarm. If you hear Code Red, it means somewhere in the hospital, there's a fire. If this is the case, you'll notice people around you trying to close all the doors. This may feel like they're trapping you in a burn, but they're actually trying to prevent the fire from spreading too quickly, if there really is one. I've experienced so many Code Red drills that I've become completely numb. I can't remember the last time I picked my ass up and left the building because of a fire alarm. If there really is a fire, my ass will be burnt to a crisp. But this doesn't have to be you. Save yourself, motherfuckers! If you see a fire, implement RACE. Remove from danger, sound the alarms, contain the fire, extinguish if safe, and evacuate your ass. Code Red! Tips from the ER. Code Black. But Dr. Burke, what do you mean there's a live bomb inside that living man's chest? That's never happened in the history of hospital histories. Leave it to a medical TV show to put a bomb inside a person inside a hospital. If you hear Code Black, it means it's time to pick your motherfucking ass up and evacuate. There's a bomb in the building, and you don't want to be there when it goes kaboom. It's probably one of the worst things that could happen to a hospital, right next to being crushed by a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic while running out of masks, gowns, and beds to take care of patients. Even if you didn't know what it means, hearing Code Black can easily put someone on edge. If we're trying to use codes to prevent panic amongst patients, might I suggest we change bomb threat to Code Bubbles? There's a bomb, Code Bubbles. Tips from the ER. Fevers. People, if you have a fever, don't be a motherfucking hero. Take the damn medications. Tylenol, Motrin, Advil, they sell it at every store for a reason. So you don't have to sit in the ER lobby for 3 hours waiting for us to give you 1 dose of it. Parents, same to you. If little Johnny has a fever, give him the fucking meds. Don't let your baby suffer. You don't have to wait to prove to us that your kid is sick. We will believe you. Also, please actually try to measure your temperature. Saying you feel hot is not an accurate way to measure a fever, which, by the way, is 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius and above. Anything below that, not really a fever. The most accurate way to check your temp is through your butt. Hospitals have separate thermometers for your butt and your mouth. So the next time the nurse is checking your temp, make sure they grab the right one, or it's going to taste funny.
What has someone said to you that will stick with you forever?
Hello, what brought you into the ER today? I have a cucumber stuck up my butt. Follow me. Tips from the ER. Code pink. If you've already been in the ER for 5 hours getting your finger sewn up because you had a little accident with a kitchen knife, be prepared to be there a little longer. If there's a code pink, we're locking this bitch down. No one's leaving because there's a baby missing. That's right, we couldn't get the slime off of it fast enough before somebody decided your baby was too cute not to take home. Code pink means someone stole a baby or the nurse accidentally gave it to the wrong mother. Either way, we can't find them and we're blaming everybody until the little poop monster shows back up. You can bet I'll be in the hallways looking at you, looking at me, looking for a baby. If you happen to see somebody holding a bundle of blankets with an umbilical cord hanging out of it, notify your nearest hospital personnel. If you happen to be holding a baby, you might get tackled. Even if that baby is yours, we can't take any chances. No hard feelings. Code pink!